Hello, welcome back to Red Ted Art. Today we're going to be making rainbow cookies. Come on then, let's get started. So I love this recipe because it's really easy and it has no eggs. You will need butter, some plain flour, which you can see here, and some sugar in this bag. So you can't see them as I'm doing them, but you'll see me putting them in. Now the recipe is really, and you also need some food colouring obviously. So what you need is you need 300 grams of flour, 200 grams of butter and 100 grams of sugar. So it's a really easy recipe to remember. Now below I'm going to write that down, but I'm also going to give you the US measurements, which obviously come in cups. But if like me you do grams, then 300, 200, 100 is super easy to remember. There you go, 301. Now I'm going to add 200 grams of butter. On English butter, quite often you see grams written along here, which means you can just chop it and you know exactly where 200 grams is. Because I had 300 grams worth of flour already. If I add 200 grams worth of butter, that should bring me up to 500. Now this butter has been out, so it's at room temperature. You don't want it to be too soft. Today's a really warm day, because if it's too soft, then it'll make a really sticky dough and you don't want that. Now I want 100 grams of flour. I've just reset my counter because I thought it's a bit easier. Which should bring us to either 600 in total or just 100. This is not flour, this is sugar. I'm not even making sense. And now remove it and you give it a good mix. I'm going to mix this up and then we'll continue. Now you can see we have a nice smooth dough. Now if you're having problems getting the dough this smooth, it could be that your butter was too hard or too soft and then it gets sticky. If it's too hard, you can add a little bit of milk and that can help. If it's too sticky, just add a little bit of flour. Now I'm going to break it up into 6 pieces. Just wanted to check the weight. And basically, because we had 600 grams worth of ingredients, you're going to need about 100 grams worth of ingredients per colour. So now I've got roughly 6 blobs the same size, and now I'm going to add some food dye to each one. So like I said, I have all the rainbow colours, but you can use just red, blue and yellow and mix them together to get the colours you need. So I'm going to start off with a little bit of blue. So this is super strong food dye that I've got called Sugar Flare. In the US you can get a similar one which is called Wilton. They're both very good. We really like using them and they give the, they do result in good colours. So this is a little bit the messy part. I have my 6 colours, don't they look lovely? Now just very quickly wanted to show you something, just so that you really believe me. I've got a bit of red here, and I've got a little bit of yellow here. Actually maybe a bit less red, a bit more yellow. And I just wanted to show you that if I mix these up, you get orange. Look at that. Can you see the orange already coming through? It's very similar to that orange, isn't it? I think it's so cool, colour theory. So you don't need to have all the colours to make your own colours. Look, and I'm going to try it over here as well. A little bit of blue, a little bit of yellow, And then let's mix it up. Isn't that cool? Look, can you see the green coming through? This is just so fun. So this is a really fun way of exploring how colours work. Isn't that cool? Love it. It's just the best thing ever. And also it means that you don't have to buy 6 food colours. You can actually just buy 3 and make your own if you need to. In fact, I'm just going to squish it on. So you'll need some flour on the surface, especially because my surface is quite sticky. And then you need to roll out each colour in a long, thin line. So we're just going to make rectangular biscuits because those are the easiest. But of course you can use heart cookie cutters and cut them out. You can use, you know, you can try and curve them a little bit to make them into a rainbow shape. You know, do whatever sort of shape you fancy. So we're just going to roll it out long and thin. So you saw I've put lots of flour down because that will help with not making the cookies stick. Again, this is not, doesn't have to be super neat. It's, oh, it's already falling apart a bit. That's because I've added more flour. So, like I say, it doesn't have to be super neat. It's enough to just gently roll them out. I think that will do. So now you have to follow the colours of the rainbow. Generally you start with red, then you go to yellow. Let's get the orange. Gee, right, let's just do it a bit quicker this time. This is the quick version. This is the version that we like to do. You just go like that, make it nice and long, and then you start flattening it. Now be careful not to flatten it too much because obviously then you won't be able to get the red off the you know, off the my 6 colours. Now you need to preheat the oven to 180 degrees. Look at this. Cut it very gently. Oh, this is so exciting. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Aren't they lovely? So I'm going to cut them, put them on a tray, in the fridge, and then in the oven. Gorgeous. Aren't they lovely? Look at this beauty. Guess who will want to eat that? Yes, I think Pipsqueak. Isn't that gorgeous? So here they are finished. Don't they look amazing? I think that is my favourite. And I can't wait to eat them. Now, remember, big thumbs up. Like the channel, comment down below, and see you here again soon.